be talking about this weekend. I don't think there's any believers that believe like that. I really don't. Because you'd just be good and you'd be stoked to die.
No, if you've ever seen the way these people act, you can pretty much get or bet they want death more than anything.
But you'd have to be good. They're all pieces of shit. Like the ones who are faking it, they don't want to die because then they're going to go to hell, or so they think. Right? Like,
yeah.
Like all the ones that are faking it, all these pedophiles and shit, they all know it. They'd be scared shitless because they're fucking with God. They're going to hell, and they know it. That's gotta suck. But
Yeah.
a good Christian should just be good and then fucking be pumped, fucking die. I don't know. I don't think they buy their own story.
Yeah, no, I think once you get to a certain point, I don't think it's a matter of believing their story as much as it's about promoting the story while doing what's best for the business.
Yeah, but then yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Well, then you're not. I think it's fake. I think it's all crap.
Absolutely.
I don't think they buy it. And I've had guys all but admit it. What you just said, basically, like they either cop out behind, we'll understand when God tells us it's our turn, or whatever, some kind of bullshit. God works in mysterious ways. It's not ours to question or whatever. No, it fucking is, and we're going to this weekend. So figure it out. Pope, I'm gonna miss you. You were the one that I liked the least out of the three that I've known in my life. Just so you know, they're on a decline. Like John Paul was a pimp. Everybody liked that dude.
Yep. Yeah, and he was.
And it's just been a bunch of fucking posers since then. I think they should open it up. Because it's a very select group of dudes that get to be Pope. I think they should open it up. Make it more like American Idol. Right. Care if he likes you. I don't care if he likes me. But if he's going to do the best job for the business, then absolutely.
That's why Trump was put in place.
And
they didn't want somebody who was going to be in charge. That's what happens.
That's why an atheist should absolutely run the Vatican for a while. You clean house. Eric and Gord, what if we're right? Listen to the world changing. That's right. That's a slogan, and I'm running with it, kids.
I'm good with that. That'll be the next T-shirt.
I've been using it all weekend, and it's really growing on me because I just like that. It's like Mr. Guy who says that we're important, but we don't affect we think we're important, but we don't affect our world, and our IQ of same as cabbage. No, we're affecting the world, buddy. You're listening to the world changing. You're hearing it right now. You just don't even know it yet.
Mm-hmm.
Or something. I don't know. What else?
Anything that's got to do with the Vatican, you don't trust them anyways. Interesting thing that happened in China. A gentleman by the name, I'm not going to bother butchering his fucking name. His first name is Ma. Let's go with
Good
that. He's 23 years old. He's been accused of murdering two people on February 6th. It's because he was at a roadblock checkpoint when the whole virus thing, when they're setting all these things up. He stabbed a guard who had taken out a phone to record the incident, and then stabbed another person who tried to help the first victim.
Yes.
Because he's like, fuck you, I'm not getting fucking part of anything. He just fucking stabbed his way through. And so he is now getting the death penalty.
Well, of course.
For this in China. Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
So,
you gotta know some shit's going on, right? But if you're stuck in one of those Chinese checkpoints, you gotta think like, okay, what's gonna happen here? This is either gonna be like the worst fucking thing that's ever happened to me in my life, or they're just gonna kill me quickly or something. Either way, I better stab a couple of fuckers before I go out. Like,
right?
I'm surprised. It probably does happen every day. It just doesn't always make the news. But like, if the Chinese authorities are stopping you, you're fucked. That never ends well. It never ends with like, oh yeah, they were cool and they helped me change my tire or something. It's always they just disappear.
No.
And their family disappears and then they didn't exist.
Yep.
It's like, you could just get scared enough to fucking stab people.
Well, the weird thing is that this whole thing happened not because of him. It was one of the passengers in his car. That works for you. We'll send you over.
They just they scare the crap out of me.
Yeah, well, that's just it. Like, and that's what China does. China's all about China is the definition of fear mongering. But unlike, well, actually, it's not fear mongering as much as just the real deal of actual fear. Where the U.S. and Canada and other countries do this whole fear mongering where they try to make you scared. China will actually go through with it. Yeah,
that's just it. That's why everyone acts happy. Like, you can always tell in the countries where they're not really that scared because they talk about how scared they are all the time. But the Chinese, they're always smiling and like, we're not scared. We love it here. Everything's great.
Yep.
That's when you know the motherfuckers are scared shitless. When they lie like that.
That's right. I'm just next one I'm just a little stunned by. Eric. Marie Osmond. Remember her?
Yeah.
Bonnie and Marie fame. Apparently she was on The Talk.
Okay.
And she literally goes on there and she said, I'm not leaving any of my money to my children. Congratulations, kids. This is how she decides to tell her children that she's not leaving them money. Her quote is, my husband and I decided that you do a great disservice to your children.
I worked my money. No, you didn't. You're fucking Marie Osmond. What do you know work for your money? You're going to make your kids work? You've never worked a day in your life.
When was the last time you had it? Yeah. When was the last time you had a fucking job? Give me a break.
I don't know.
So
celebrities do that. And I don't know. I think that's stupid. Just personally.
Kirk Douglas did that.
If I ever make a
Kirk
dime.
Douglas didn't leave anything to his son.
Who did? What?
Kirk Douglas. He left his $61 million fortune to a charity, and none of it went to Michael Douglas.
Well, Michael Douglas and Catherine Zeta-Jones' combined income is probably about the same as yours and mine, so I bet they're hurting right now.
Oh, yeah, right.
What is Michael Douglas worth? He doesn't care if his dad left him any money.
I think that's what the difference is at this stage. Michael Douglas has already established himself as he doesn't need the money. So that just makes sense.
I don't know Donnie Marie Osmond's kids. I don't even know who their kids are.
No idea. She has 8 of them, though.
She has 8.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't know. I think it's a stupid thing to do. If I had money, I'd give it to my kids. Whatever. What are you going to do with it?
Yeah. Give it all to fucking charity, apparently. That's what she wants to do.
Whatever. I don't know. I'm a charitable dude. I have no problem with giving to charity. I think it's a great thing. I think more people should do it. Like Bono. But I also don't see the problem with giving it to your kids. Whatever, your kids are lucky. Oh, you take away their need to work. Well, yeah, that's exactly it. You take away their fucking need to work. That's a good thing. That's cool.
Give them the freedom to do something else, to be able to make something of themselves.
I want me and Gord to make enough money that my kid doesn't have to work.
Yeah.
I don't want her turning out like Paris Hilton or some shit. But...
Well, I think that's what Marie Osmond is basically saying, is that when these kids don't have anything that they have to work for, they end up just getting themselves in trouble and becoming partiers and
no, that's because you're a shitty parent. That's got nothing to do with whether they work or not. It's just you didn't fucking raise your kids right. They turned out like Paris Hilton. You think like, and she's not getting shit either. from the Hilton fortune, apparently. But, like, you think that family paid attention to her? They've got 100 million hotels all over the fucking world. She was probably raised by a nanny and a butler. That's why she turned out the way she did. Just fucking raise your kids. That's what wealth affords you. Is you get to raise your kids to be however they, just to be better than poor people, basically.
But apparently not.
They should be. You should be better than us. And if you have that much money and you're still a piece of shit, then fuck you. I don't know. You can afford not to be. Like, you guys can anyone in that, like, the 1%ers of the world, you guys can all afford to not be pieces of shit, and yet you all are all the time. Why is that? Like, of all the people who don't need to be shitty, you guys
they are always the number one.
I don't get it. I couldn't afford the good education to show me why that makes sense.
Now, here's an interesting one. Hawaii.
Boo.
The Hawaii councilman, the fuck is this?
The Newfoundland of America.
Arthur Braun, of 48, is being brought up on multiple charges, including being part of a methamphetamine trafficking ring, supplying weapons, and conspiring with a gang leader while serving as elected official. So he's brought up in charge. He's pleaded not guilty to all of it, but yeah, it's crazy to think that this guy's being brought up on all this.
Why? I don't know. I don't understand the context. What's the?
He's a Hawaii councilman.
Okay.
Who has been part of a major drug trafficking ring and supplying weapons with one of the massive gang leaders in it. One of the gangs. He's a councilman.
Yeah, but that's America. I'm surprised more of them don't. That's probably legal there. Supplying guns is their whole big thing down there. It's about time more councilmen just fucking admitted it.
The weird thing is the amount of money. This is the thing that calls it really weird for me. It says Brun obtained meth from a shot caller or leader of the United Samoan Organization gang and had the drugs mailed to Hawaii from California for $9,000.
Wow.
That's an awful small amount of money.
That's not a lot of meth.
No. Well, I mean, that's how much he got paid. They're saying he got paid $9,000 to bring this in. Again, if it's that small amount of meth, I'm just not seeing why anybody would do it, because that's just not enough. Like, what's $9,000 really going to buy you in fucking Hawaii? Not a whole lot. They said that he also sometimes requested sexual favors as repayment for drugs that he supplied.
Oh, of course. That always happens.
They cited wiretaps and testimony by a defendant who signaled he wanted leniency at sentencing in the federal case. So somebody rolled on him and pointed the finger at him.
Shocking. If you're fucking in some kind of gang that's willing to do that kind of shit for $9,000, guaranteed someone's ratting you out, jackass.
Listen to this, Eric. He allegedly assaulted a state law officer during a traffic stop in October 2019 in an effort to hide the meth he was transporting. As the officer's arm was inside the vehicle trying to take the keys, Buddy sped off, injuring the officer's arm and shoulder, prosecutor said. He then allegedly led police on a high-speed chase, throwing a backpack containing 1 pound of meth out the car.
That's impressive. Never reach for the keys. I thought they weren't even allowed to reach for. Don't reach for the keys. You know the guy's going to speed off.
Yeah.
Every time. Like, that happens every time. Don't reach in for the keys, idiots. I don't get it.